Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this faculty development program on funded project applications organized by the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering in association with the Academic Staff College. This FDP aims to provide a platform for educators and researchers to enhance their knowledge and skills in funded project applications. To commence the proceedings, I request volunteer to deliver the welcome address and set the tone for the day.
On behalf of the Department of Electrical and Electronic Engineering, in association with Academic Staff College, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all for the fifth day of Virtual Faculty Development Program on funded project applications. It has been an enriching experience so far, and I hope you have found the session informative and insightful. Today's first topic is importance of business consulting services, and we are honored to have with us today Dr. P. Gomati Nagajyoti, Deputy Dean, Green and Smart Campus, Assistant Professor of Civil Engineering at Dr. MJ Educational Research Institute. As we all know, the success of any funded project is not limited to its research and development aspect, but also includes the commercialization potential. Business consulting services play a crucial role in identifying the commercial potential of a project and transforming it into a successful business. In today's session, Dr. P. Gomati Nagarjyoti will provide us with a valuable insight into the significance of business consulting services and we are professor in the Department of Biotechnology at Dr. MJ Educational and Research Institute. As we all know, this technique is gaining popularity in cancer research as it's moved closely to mimic in environments. Dr. Trinakars is a renowned researcher in the field of cancer pharmacology and nanotechnology. He will share his expertise on 3D cell culture. I'm confident that today's session will be insightful and informative, and it will provide participants with a comprehensive understanding of the importance of business consulting services in funded projects. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the speaker for sharing the expertise and knowledge with us. I also would like to thank Dr. K. Saran, HOD of EEE and coordinator of the FTP, Dr. F. Fariza, Associate Professor, for their tireless effort in making this FTP a reality. Finally, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all the participants. I hope the FDP has been an enriching and rewarding experience for all of you, and you will implement the knowledge and skills gained from this FDP in your future funded projects. Thank you.
Thank you. Now it's time to introduce our first chief guest of this session.
Janani, are you there?
It's my pleasure to
Let me introduce the chief guest for today's session. It is my pleasure to introduce our esteemed chief guest, Dr. P. Gomati
It's my
Nagajoti.
pleasure to introduce our esteemed chief guest, Dr. P. Komadi Nagajoti. She is an accomplished academician with a wealth of experience in the field of civil engineering and has contributed immensely to the field. Dr. P. Nagajoti has a total of 20 years of experience, out of which 19 years were dedicated to teaching and 1 year in the industry. She currently serves as an assistant professor in the civil engineering department at Dr. MGR ERI. She has also worked as an assistant professor in aerospace engineering department at Indian Institute for Aeronautical Engineering and Information Technology, Pune from August to November 2011. Additionally, she served as a senior lecturer and maintenance manager at Rajarajeshwari Engineering College from Chennai and a site engineer at Chennai from June 2001 to July 2002. Dr. P. Gomati Nagajudi contributions to the academic world are significant. She has handled subjects for BE, BTech Civil and Mechanical Engineering, MTech Environmental Engineering, and Construction Management. Her responsibilities include conducting survey camp for civil engineering students, working as an exam cell coordinator and coordinator for NAC and other accreditations for the university. Her research interests are in the area of safety management, environmental auditing, waste management and utilization, as well as sustainable materials and methods. She has published several research papers in reputed journals and has been granted patent by the Government of Australia for a novel method to determine the enhanced strength of recycled concrete based on microfiller technique. In addition to her academic and research contributions, Dr. P. Gomati Nagajodi has taken on additional responsibilities such as conducting survey camps for civil engineering students, working as a maintenance manager, and being involved in the execution of library building. She's also worked as a coordinator for the IGNOU Study Center at IIA EIT Pune and as a coordinator for NAC and other accreditations. It's an honor to have Ms. Nagajoti as the chief guest today, and we are confident that her vast experience and knowledge will add value to this event. Please join me in welcoming Ms. P. Gomati Nagajoti. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for joining us today. I now request you to start your session and enlighten us with your knowledge and experience, ma'am.
Thank you. Good afternoon to one and all present here. It gives great pleasure um, to talk in front of you people on the topic importance of business consulting services. And thanks to the Department of Triple E for giving an opportunity to explore in this topic and to give some insights so that it can help the academic fraternity as well as the student community. Um, I will start with the content. Today, I'm going to cover up with the definitions of consultancy and what is a consultant and the different types of consultancies, which is usually in the businesses, and how the consultancies are helping the business, and what are all the skill sets which are very much needed for the consultant, and the roles and responsibilities, and the workflow nature of a consultant, and action plans to become a consultant if you want to be, and the scope of engineering consultancy in India, especially in India. So can we move on to the second slide? The next one, third. The next slide. Can I have the next slide, please? Yeah. So I've been an academician for more than 20 plus years, and I have always been an academician for many years, and I have very less exposure to the industry, and this industrial exposure is very very important because the industry is happening place where you can learn many processes, many updations, you can get it. So basically, I'm a civil engineer, and you all know civil engineering field is rapidly growing with the new technologies and new things coming day to day. So it is very important to keep you updated, and this consulting process will help anyone, not only in the civil engineering domain, but in all the domains where this consulting process will help you to understand the upgradation field. So I will start with the definition of the consulting process. So a consulting process usually used to assess the consulting process used to assess the risk in any of the businesses, and it will help us to achieve consensus and conduct arbitration. For example, if you are a civil engineering consultant, so if you are going to get a project, then that particular project may have some risk which is involved, maybe a direct risk or an indirect risk. In those cases, a very expertise people can able to understand the risk which is involved in the planning. So in that case, a project manager may sometimes leave this risk analysis, and they will just start with the project. So in that cases, a consulting engineer will help to assess the risk well in advance, so that the resources which are allocated for the project may be properly done, and there can be a financial gain for the business. So in this case, a consulting engineer is going to be a very, very important person in assessing the risk. And after understanding there is a risk, so there will be two parties involved in the construction business, as you all know. So they will come to a mutual agreement, and this agreement will help you in getting the business run ahead. And then conducting the arbitration. So based on the risk assessed and then agreement, they will change the plan or they will do some changes so that the business can run in a very defined way and a very profitable way. So this is the very simplest meaning of a consulting process. Usually, the consulting process, an external management expert will be called in for the company owners to give some inputs like improving their understanding of their roles and the missions of the company. So every business will have their own objectives and mission to accomplish for that particular period or for their entire lifetime. So an external expert like a consultant will help the management to improve their understanding in their roles and to take success by the outside agency to a faculty of an institute to work with a mutually agreed scope. For example, we may get a project from different government agencies or different private agencies, where these agencies will approach us for some work to be done. For example, a laboratory work or a testing, something like that, which they don't have the facility, which they don't have. So those kind of assignments or jobs which may be very, very short time, so that can be called as a consultancy. And the faculty of an institute will be taking up the consultancy projects, and they will be completing the work and getting some incentives or a remuneration for that work. So usually a consulting project um, involves the research faculties as well as the academic faculties in their field of knowledge, where they will give their in-depth knowledge in that particular domain, and the intellectual inputs where the industry or the other organization which can be done for the purpose. So there may be a purpose for each and every project, and that purpose will be meet out with the help of the consultant by the way of giving some inputs like advice or knowledge, something like that. So this is the simplest definition for the consultancy. Next slide. So from the picture, you can understand consultancy or any consulting service will have some goals to be achieved, and with a limited knowledge of that particular team, right? So they will aim at success. They will aim at the success with 100% of the potentiality and the support from the consulting services, the knowledge and the experience of a project manager will align with the goals of the company to achieve 100% success. But sometimes, there may be a need of expertise which is needed from the outside, so that the way of looking the project in a different way and assessing the risk in a different way is much more needed for the every success of the business. So this is the overall definition of the consultancy. The next slide. So a person or a professional which is involved in this activity is called as a consultant. So they may primarily give the advice for the particular purpose, what they have been hired in their area of specialization. So usually the consulting services are called as the professional services. Next slide. So these are the types of consulting services. You may know one or two. And in the market, these are some of the very ongoing consulting services. So the information technology consulting, for example, if you don't have a technology with you, then you may be approaching a firm which has that particular technology with them. So you will be hiring them for your project, and they will be help you in the information and technological updations for that project. And risk management, environmental consulting, regulatory compliance, procurement, business consultant, or some of the other consulting services which are gaining more importance nowadays. And these consultants are very popular nowadays, as you know. And apart from the said things, we have the marketing, strategic management, human resource consulting, and then legal consultants, as we all know. So usually a project management consultancy, it is a business where if the business wants to be successful in achieving the strategic objectives, then they should improve their capabilities on the project management. So to achieve the objectives by the business, they will seek the help of the consultant in getting the business done in a very proper way with a limited resource or with a limited time. So the consultants will help us to run the business in a very successful way, simply. Next slide. So the project management consultancy, you believe it or not, it is a type of business. So many people are running this business very successfully. So this is just giving an expert advice and recommendations regarding the project. So maybe a technical advice or maybe a management advice, whatever it may be. So this is a type of business where this business can be a temporary professional aid from the expertise. So usually in the project management consultancy, there may not be an in-house project management consultant because the consultants are very expensive. So in that case, temporarily these people will be hired for that particular objective to be met. And the project management consultancy involves advice from an external party for achieving the objectives. For example, if we are from the academic side, where we people find it nowadays to get the students admitted in our departments. So in that cases and all, we are finding or we are getting help from outside people in bringing up the students and in advertising the university and all. So likewise, so each and every goals to be met, the advice from an external party may be helpful in achieving the objective very quickly or in a very grand manner. And project management consultancies can help the business in resolving problems, not only with one particular thing, maybe a leadership problem related problem, or operations related problem, or a performance related, or any simple task even. So that can also be given much uh, priorities when a project management consultant involves in the project. And usually the project management consultant uses different tools and techniques than the normal project manager. So in that case, the projects can be executed properly and efficiently. So the next slide will give you some business challenges in today's world. Maybe sometimes the business may not be going good because there is a lack of understanding of the business itself and customer insights. So we may think differently than the customer thinks. So in that cases, the business doesn't go well, or the business goes little normal, right? So there can be an uncertainty about the current and the future market realities. We all know the COVID period has taught us much difference in the current and the future market, right? So there is always an uncertainty other than the COVID situation. In all the times, so we have the uncertainties in the businesses. So a business consultant here will help you to project the uncertainties and work for that, and a misaligned vision and a strategy. So there will be a mission and a vision for each and every business. So a misaligned vision or the way of achieving it, so may lead to the business run very slowly. And many a times, the difficulty in innovating will saturate the business in that way. And sometimes the business may quickly launches new capabilities very, very, very quickly. They will be launching their thing, so they will get saturated very easily in a very short time. So these are all some of the challenges where the businesses are facing today, and a business consultant will help you to understand the business in a very proper way, and will help you to project the uncertainties, and will help you to make you understand the business itself in a very proper way. Sometimes the management will have a very good strategy, in the execution may not be that great. So the poor execution of the strategy may also lead to the lag in the business success, and an overall lack of the business agility across the employees, process, and technology. So business is not about one person or different persons. It is all about everyone which is involving in the business, starting from the top management to the lower management people. So each and every people should be involved in the business. So that way the business can be done in a very successful manner. So usually the project manager or the owner of the company may not be that great in doing these objectives, but a business consultant will help you to achieve all these business challenges. So they will give advice in overcoming the business challenges to bring the business into a success. The next slide. So usually in much of the businesses, as you all know, financially it is not very much possible to hire a full-time expertise. So in that cases and all, the business project management consultant will be hired as a part-time expertise. So usually in the engineering, architecture, and the design consultings and all, so we used to hire people for the temporary purpose to meet the objective. So sometimes these people will help to complement their in-house capabilities. So there will be a team which is working in the company already. A business consultant comes in and he will pour in his ideas, or he will explain the strategies at which the business has to be run um, from now. So these learnings can be taken up by the team which is already stabilized in the company, and those people can also be educated and can be improved with their capabilities to run the business in a successful way. So the next slide will give you the responsibilities of project management consultant. So the first and the foremost responsibility of the project management consultant is getting familiar with the business. So we all know, like we know some work to do very properly and very neatly, but not all the works cannot be accomplished by us in one particular time. So the project management consultant need not be an expert in that particular field, but once he enters as a project management consultant, he gets familiar with the business of the company. So he observes the business of the company from day one. So initially he observes, he directs, he gives some changes, and he gets used to the business first, and then he directs the aspects of the projects, like assisting the project manager in creating a sound strategy. Like he will sit with the project manager, and he will create a sound way of executing any objective, and then assessing the project risk well in advance so that those risks can be overcome or those risks can be minimized, and helping in the proper distribution of the available resources of the project. So in the civil engineering construction and all, so the very worst scenario is utilizing the available resource in a very proper way, right? So in that cases and all, so distribution of the available resource in a very proper way to run the business profitably is going to be a very important responsibility of PMC. And developing innovative solutions that helps achieving the organizational goals. Like innovative solutions cannot be uh, implemented by each and every business, but developing and trying it out so is a very important responsibility of a PMC, so that you can utilize this developed innovative solution in the next project at least. And analyzing the business related data to identify problems in the projects before they rise. So this is one among the very important responsibility of the project management consultancy. And setting a project management strategy. So the methods to achieve your goals is very, very important, and allocating the resources. So everything comes in the project management strategy, and creating a project plan. So we know planning is very, very important, and the project planning is very crucial, and it should be done in a very proper way so that the success of the project mainly depends upon the planning. And creating the road maps of this plan to be executed in a proper way is also a very important responsibility of the project management consultant. And advising the project team in areas of their immediate expertise. So that is also a very important responsibility of PMC. So the responsibilities of the PMCs are not just like that, one or two. So it keeps going on each and every day, and every day the scenario changes. So it is not a static one. It is a very dynamic work to go with. And these are the reasons to hire consultants nowadays. As you all know, the consultants bring expertise with them, their experience, their knowledge, and the skills on the table right away, right? So you may be struggling for a particular thing to be done in a proper way, but an expertise will help you to achieve that very easily, quickly, and cost effectively. So all their experience, their knowledge, and their skills will be put in right on the table for you to take up and execute it. So that is one reason why the PMCs are hired nowadays for each and every business, irrespective of the business, and they provide quick and cost-effective solution. So at the last, any business runs for some profits, right? So providing quick and cost-effective solutions will always be welcomed by the management. And um, the consultants may help you to develop in-house expertise. So as explained earlier, so their strategies, their way of working, so all these things will help you to educate your in-house team. So that way they will develop the in-house expertise as well. And provide a third-party outsider view. So this is very important. So we may not find our details in in the third party view, right? So they will give the third party view. So in the way which we don't think, so they will think, and providing the required flexibility to manage expenses. So this is also one among the reason why the consultants are hired nowadays. So coming to the engineering consultants, um, so I'm an engineering consultant. So what am I doing? So I do project management. I do the project framework. Uh, I maintain the client relationships, and I work on the cost reduction techniques. And then I project the project logistics. I report. I write. I report. I document everything, and then I conduct review meetings. So usually an engineering consultant will do every single thing which is needed needed at that particular project, starting from the project management, the client relationships, the contractor relationships, everything. And what are all the skills we need to do a project management consultant? So the first is the organizational skills, where this is very common. Organizational skills needed for every business. Even as an academician, you need to have some organizational skills to run the show. And the organizational skills include organizing and arrange to yield the best results in limited time. So in most of the businesses, there will be a limited time to achieve your set of goals. So in that case, you need to definitely need to work on your organizing of your plan, and then arrange your plan in such a way that your time may not be wasted, right? So in that case, organize and arrange comes the first quality in the organizational skills. And you must have strong organizational skills like planning, prioritization, decision making, and so on. So usually we may have different things coming in your way as you run a day. So in that cases, there may be different problems coming into you. So you need to prioritize your problems, and then you need to prioritize the the risk as well you are going to take, and you need to be a very good decision maker. And these skills will help you to reduce the project risk and improve the quality of the project, as we all know. And the second one, which is needed for a project management consultant, is the technical skills. So you may be good at project management, or simply the management skills. So you must be very much strong in the technical skills. So you must be deep, having the expertise or the deep knowledge in your specialized field. And the technical skills will also help them to offer more useful advice while they're executing a project. And these skills cannot be just like that gained, and these skills should be gained through some education, or some sort of courses and training and experience will help you to achieve the technical skills. And analytical skill is another important area where a project management consultant needs to be very strong. And so this will help them to make the decisions and develop business strategies in a very sound manner. And their job is to analyze the sections of the project, and to give the needed improvements. And critical thinking is a very important one, which will help you in going into the problem in detail. And the ability to conduct good research is really a very important skill, which is needed by the project management consultant. So we all know the management skills will help us to guide the project team in the right direction, so that you can achieve cost effective and time effective success to the project. And both the consultant and the teamwork can be more efficient, and you can coach and mentorship the team, and you can improve the problem solving skills of your team as well. So these management skills are very much important for the project management consultant. And one of the very important skill which is needed by everyone, especially the project management consultant, is the interpersonal skills. So you should be a very good communicator with a team. You should be able to communicate what is the plan, and how to execute it. So all those ideas should be conveyed in a very easy manner. So the flow of ideas must be communicated neatly and clearly, so that an effective communication happens in your team. And you can use reports, or you can use presentations, or you can email, or any other communications which is relevant to your project, must be handled with your team. And you should be a good listener as well. So when you communicate with people, so you may be able to get much of your listening skills improved as well, uh, to have the interpersonal skills in place. And these are some of the interpersonal skills where you need to work on, like your communication must be assertive, and um, the non-verbal communication of your communication must be very strong, and you should have more of listening skills, and you must be capable of negotiating, and the problem solving capabilities and decision making capabilities all together put together will give you the interpersonal skills. And most important in teamwork, as we all know, you need to be very polite, and you need to avoid the gossips, calmly arising a problem, so that you will get a nice solution to that. And you should be very much sensitive to the people feeling as well. So all these people and the other management skills will come into the interpersonal skills. This is very very important when you work as a project management consultant. So now, hearing all these backgrounds, you may be thinking, why should I become a consulting engineer? Because these are the points which I have experienced. Like it is interesting to work. The work is not monotonous. So as I said earlier, it is dynamic. So every day you will be seeing different problems, and you will be get to speak to many people. So it will keep you going each and every day. So it is an interesting work, and the most important is the salary potential. So usually a consulting engineer in the US is paid a $50 per hour. So that is a huge amount. So the salary potential of a consultant engineer is huge. And if you are very good at exploring, then there can be more of extensive traveling involves in a consulting engineer's job, and you will be participating in all the aspects of the project. So you will be knowing many more things at a particular time. So participation is there in all aspects, and there are more development opportunities, both in your skill development as well as your technologically you will be improving. So and it is a fast paced environment, so it is not a very slow thing. It is a fast paced environment, so you will not find time to do your personal work. So not even a single minute you will be getting if you are going to be a consulting engineer. So that way, this consulting engineering work is a very interesting work and has so much of potential and scope. And if these three signs are with you, then you can become a consultant. So if you have some expertise in the project management, and if you are mastery in any of the part of the project management, or if you have some relevant skill set with a business, then you can start your consulting projects. And then if you have some well developed networks with the clients, co-workers, peers, and over a phone call, if you can get some help through your contacts, then you are good to go as a consultant. And if you want to have a change, a professionally risky move, if you are looking for, and if you are financially stable, then if these three are with you, then you can start thinking becoming a consultant. So these are some of the action plans where the consulting services can be taken up if you have all these set of things with you. Like if you have the relevant education of that business, and if you have the relevant experience, then identify your strength. How good are you, and on what aspects you are good, and then you need to learn to market yourself, what you're good at. So that kind of marketing is very much important, and continue building your network. So the network of people around you, both your friends, peers, everyone will help you in getting your consulting work very much easier. So you need to find a tool to manage your consulting projects. So these are the some of the actions which everyone uh, will need to work on it to become a consultant. And apart from that, you can get a certifier certifications. Maybe, for example, if you want to become a certified structural engineer or a certified resident engineer in the case of civil engineering field, or if you want to be a lead engineer in case of electrical departments, or if you want to be a green building consultant, then get certified with that so that you can start a profession with that and join a professional association. There are many professional associations so that you can get updated with the updations which is happening around and create a portfolio of your own so that you can understand where you are, what you are, and this portfolio will help you to market yourself to the world because the project management consultancy is a very individual work. You don't need to go and work for one particular owner, but you can be a freelancer. In that case, a creation of the portfolio is very, very important. And these are the scopes of engineering consultancy sector consultancies in India especially. So there are new challenges and opportunities for the consultants and engineers. So with a mega push in these sectors, like with the Prime Minister's infrastructural development projects. So the investments in the infrastructure development projects are very, very large comparative to the previous years. So there is a mega push in road construction, power, coal, and then civil aviation, railway sector, smart cities developments, dams and waters. So these are some of the areas which I have quoted here. And these are some of the statistics on the right side where the National Infrastructure Pipeline NIP project has 111 crore investment, which is in this project alone, 71 percentage of the total project cost involves the civil and the electrical, the power sector holds that much of share in that. So 71 percentage opportunity is there for the civil engineers and the electrical engineers. And apart from this NIP, we have the PM Gati Shakti and the Smart Cities missions, Green Buildings missions, and the LEAD, Jal Jeevan mission, and many other missions are also there in the infrastructure development projects, which has been announced by our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi. So there is a vast scope for the consultant and engineers, not only just because of these reasons, and because of one other important reason is that nowadays
Frederick sir,
uh,
class.
nowadays the people are smart but not skilled. So the skilled technicians are most wanted nowadays. So in these cases and all, so if you are skilled, then you can be a consultant engineer so that you can go educate the unskilled people. So that way you can do the consultancy and you can take up the work and do the job as well. So that is another way of doing the consultancy. So there is a vast scope in the engineering consultancy sector, particularly in India. So the same scenario prevails worldwide as well. And these are the scopes in other sectors like the smart mobility. So nowadays we have many smart mobility techniques which are coming. And then in the power sector, you all know there are so much of scopes. And in the water sector, bridges, infrastructure, safety related services, and healthcare. So all these sectors has so much of scope for the project management consultancy. Either you can be a technical consultant or you can be a project management consultant. So for the consultancy, you have many scopes. So before I conclude, I just want to give an insight for the academicians, like where we people are very good at the academic side. So we people, if there is a chance, please take it up and work for the consultancy project so that the bookish kind of knowledge what we have gained all these years can be elevated to the next level with the help of the advanced technologies which are available in the today's environment, so that any business which you are in, so the business can be very successful, and you can be a consultant as well. So in the consultancy projects as well, we are going to gain some monetary benefits, so that is going to be helpful in all our accreditation datas and all. So every person, if you can able to do an energy audit, then you can be a consultant. So you can advertise yourself, and you can go with a workflow, and you can complete the project, and you can get some monetary benefit out of it. And if you are good at the water audit, or if you are good at the environmental audit, or any other auditings, there are many auditings which the academicians can go in, and there is no much of risk involved in these kind of consultancy projects. So the consultancy projects can be taken up nicely, so that it gives a better uh, move for your career development. So with this, I will conclude the session. If there is any questions, I'm ready to take up.
Thank you, ma'am. Now it's time for Q&A session. Participants can ask their questions.
What is that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next session.
Yes, sir. We will start.
On behalf of the Department of EEE and the Academic Staff College, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to you for sparing your valuable time and